Hello, I want to make a video talking about GPU mining profitability after Ethereum goes to proof of stake. And yes, this is another whiteboard video. So first of all, for GPU mining revenue, Ethereum makes up vast majority of all the basically US dollar revenue per day at around 22 to 23 million as of the date of this recording. All other altcoins here, pretty much I'm estimating around $1 million in revenue. So just simple math, it's about 95% of all the mining revenue will be gone when Ethereum goes to proof of stake. You just do simple math, 1 million in 20, you're around like that 5-ish%. And that's also accounting for some of the other altcoins going up a bit in price. So for example, just simple math, I know a lot of people have done this already. At 30.70 today, you might make $1.50 revenue after Ethereum proof of stake. You're probably looking at 5 cents to 7 cents a day before power, which is really, really bad. So it's kind of like what will happen to all the other mineable coins. Pretty simple. You have Flux, Ergo, Ravencoin, Ethereum Classic, Firo. You got a lot of other altcoins that you can mine. Very simple. The difficulty is going to skyrocket while the profits, of course, drop down dramatically. Yes, this does not really account for yes, one of these altcoins could pump up in price, but that's basically the next question. What needs to happen for GPU mining to become profitable again? And kind of as we alluded to, you do need the price of one of these coins to go up a lot. And then the next question should be, what makes a good proof of work coin? Looking at Ethereum, it worked really well. Yes, all things aside, gas fees were high, but what made Ethereum very, lucrative to mine and profitable to mine was the fact that it had a lot of real use case. Now, yes, you can argue DeFi is pretty ridiculous in the sense that you're just lending money to other people, and you ended up with a lot of these situations with Terra Luna or Compound or all these other kind of DeFi products, but there was a real use case. It had decent utility. You could obviously trade it for NFTs, which, that was all part of the bull run speculative market. There was a lot of volume. The coin traded a lot as well. A lot of people were using the network, and there was also layer 2 solutions built onto it. So overall, yes, in terms of real world use case, you're not solving any big, massive problems as of right now, but there were definitely a lot of projects that built on top of it, and it was used for, of course, degenerate, speculation on the market. But in summary, there was a lot of use case. So that's where it's kind of you look at some of the other coins like Ravencoin, Ergo, Ethereum Classic, you don't have that same level of user base as you do with Ethereum. And that's where I think for the next proof of work coin to come around, you are going to need a large user base. You're also going to need kind of hype behind it to pump the price. And then I think if you finally have a solid project on there, let's say, for example, crypto goes more the direction of quote, a currency, and it becomes highly used instead of the SWIFT system to send money overseas, which is a whole nother kind of conversation on its own, then yeah, maybe that coin will have real utility and hence give us the enough of a price to handle a large amount of the GPU mining hash rate coming from Ethereum. But my overall thoughts is, does it make sense to buy GPUs now? And no, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. The risk to reward to me does not seem to make a lot of sense. Yes, if you look in the past, you can argue that if you had just held your GPU hardware, eventually a coin came around to become profitable to mine. But between these dips, for example, you had Dogecoin, Litecoin mining on R9 280Xs and stuff back in the day, and that was 2014. People were making a lot of money. Then Dogecoin become ASIC run over. So then you could not really mine the Litecoin, Dogecoin on GPUs as well. Then, of course, you had Ethereum come around from 2016. Of course, it was developed a little before then, but let's just say 2016 to now, 2022. The question is, what is going to take over all that GPU mining hash rate when Ethereum does go proof of stake? And of course, this is relying on the fact that Ethereum will go proof of stake. Of course, I have GPU mining hardware, so I am hoping that it gets delayed again. But just looking at the risk to reward right now with the potential of Ethereum proof of stake coming in a month and a half at the end of September, I don't think it makes sense to go out, build, and buy a large GPU mining farm. Now, for mining, Bitcoin is another subject on its own because that's ASIC driven, and the proof of work for Bitcoin is not going anywhere soon. So some could argue, well, now is actually a good time you could go and do Bitcoin mining instead. But just for the case of this video, we're just focusing on GPU mining. And in summary, you just look at the numbers. Ethereum covers basically every single miner's paycheck in a sense, 23 million compared to 1 million for all the other altcoins. It just doesn't add up. You do the math, you look at the profitability or the revenue, I should say, after ETH merge, it just doesn't make any sense to me at this moment with what I know. If one of these speculative altcoins kind of does everything we talked about, there's a lot more utility, there's real projects being built on it. There's also a lot of hype behind it as like this is the next big thing. Price can like front run hash rate and then it becomes sustainable. Then yeah, you know what? GPU mining will be great again. But again, in summary, I look at the risk to reward and buying GPUs before Ethereum proof of stake with it so close, I don't really think makes a lot of sense. Will it actually happen September? Who knows? We'll find out. Of course, I'm hoping it does not, as I have a lot of GPU mining hardware. But yeah, I don't think right now is a good time to be buying any GPUs for mining based on this kind of like thought process. If you have any other thoughts, make sure you leave a comment down below. I'd be curious to hear your perspective. And if you have some example numbers you want to run through, like definitely run through them in the comment section. And I can also make a video addressing them if there is something I missed, because of course this is only kind of like what I'm thinking about. But if there is new information, I'd be happy to take a look at it. Anyways, I wish you all the best with mining. And if there's something specific you want me to cover on this channel, make sure you leave a comment. Take care.